Get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox the PS5 here and show you guys what comes in the box, what you can expect when you guys get your PS5, because you definitely will. Just keep trying, trust me, you'll get it eventually. All right, so let me take my blade here and open it up. Oh, this heavy guy. Like I don't want to ruin the original box, but I already kind of did. All right, here we go. Gonna open it up, see what we have in here. There's actually instructions here, let's just follow it. Apparently there's a little tab here. All right, here goes the controller. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's the console inside. Well guys, first thing I noticed is this PS5 is heavy. Really heavy. Alright, and there we go. PS5 digital, nice and opened. This is actually quite tall. And if you turn it on sideways, I mean, this looks about the size of a TiVo or bigger if you guys ever had a TiVo. And yeah, really symmetrical design with the digital. You don't have that little bump over here with the Blu-ray drive. But all right, I'm gonna put this aside and take a look at the controller and everything else that came with it. So you have the power cable right here, and they give you an HDMI cable. And you also get a stand for it if you want to stand it up in vertical mode like this. That way it doesn't tip over. And I'm definitely gonna have it standing up like this because it just takes up a lot less space. So I'm gonna definitely install that. You also get a charging cable for your controller, and actually all the cables look pretty well built. Now it does come with a quick start guide right here, as well as a safety guide. Finally, we have the PS5 controller right here. Wow, this actually looks really nice. It's white. I hope it stays clean because anything that I touch that is white, it just gets so dirty. Oh, and the buttons right here, they're actually kind of clear, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, these top buttons and triggers feel really good. For example, these top bumpers here, I mean, they kind of push back as you push them, so they feel really nice. The triggers feel good. The thumbsticks here have a nice grip to them, so my fingers really kind of stay on it. They don't slip off. I don't know about you guys, but when I play, I get really sweaty hands. The grip in the back seems pretty good. Now I'm going to compare this controller now with my PS4 controller, and they actually look about the same, except that the PS5 controller is actually much longer. So this handle here is much longer, and it's probably going to be more comfortable in your hands. And you no longer have this kind of light bar right here in front. It's kind of gone. And the little touchscreen area you see right here is actually much bigger on the PS5. And the circular PS button you see here is actually just like a logo. It's a PlayStation logo right here that you press down. Right below it is for muting your mic. That's kind of nice because the PS4 controller doesn't have a way to mute the mic on the controller. The bottom connector also looks a bit different. The charging cable port has been moved from the bottom portion to kind of like the top middle portion of the controller, so that may be good or bad. Okay, so now let's compare the PS5 controller with my Scuff Impact controller, and this is a very nice controller, very expensive, but I love the way it feels. It feels great. Feels great in the hand. The back grip is a lot better on the Scuff controller versus this. I do feel like the PS5 controller might slip a little bit when my hands are sweaty. Of course, this doesn't have the paddles that the Scuff controller has. So looking at the size of the PS5 controller versus the Scuff, I do see that the size is about the same. So the Scuff controller is about as long as the PS5 controller. So that's really good. I think it's gonna feel a lot better on your hands than the original PS4 controller. And yeah, just holding on feels good. And the buttons feel really good as well. Definitely like it. Okay, and before I get into the comparison between the PS5 and my PS4 Pro, I do want to share with you guys why I chose the PS5 digital versus the disc version. Now, it's going to be a personal preference. So for me, buying the PS5 digital is a personal preference, like it is going to be for you guys. It all depends how you guys use your PlayStation. So for example, if you buy mostly disc games and you sell them afterwards and you get some of your money back, that's great. The disc version might be for you. If you share your games with your friends or family a lot, better for you, right? If you like to have physical media, have a collection of all your favorite games, that's great. I don't like storing stuff like games around. I like everything to just be digital. Just have a digital library that I can access anytime. And one of the things I hate is if I have my PS4 by my TV and I have to get up to switch another game to have to put in the disc. That's annoying for me. And just the sound, hearing the sound of the disc just sounds so old school. My gaming PC doesn't even have a DVD drive anymore. Okay, just to give you guys an idea of when was the last time I bought physical games for my PS4, here we have Battlefield 1. This came out in 2016. It's a little bit over 4 years old. Here we have Street Fighter 5. This is almost 5 years old. And finally we have Mortal Kombat 10, came out in 2015. That should give you guys an idea that I really don't buy physical games. All the games I buy now are digital. So again, it's a personal preference. Buy what works best for you, but do know that the physical version of the PS5 will cost you $100 more. One important reason that I kind of recommend you guys get a digital version over the disc version is that I've found that people who are having problems with their PS5 Pro that has the disc, if your disc drive messes up and you're trying to install a PS4 software update, there's actually a check that the update does to see if your PS4 drive is working. If it finds that the PS4 drive is not working, it's gonna error out and it won't let you install the update. That means that you're gonna have to fix or replace the PS4 disk drive just to get your PS4 working again. That's gonna cost you at least like $100, right? It's gonna be like 1/4 of the cost of your console. It's not worth it. So anything mechanical that's in your console has more of a potential of going bad. So that's why I bought the digital version. There's no mechanical moving parts. It's gonna be good for a really long time. But again, it's up to you what you guys wanna buy. Buy what works best for you. Okay, now let's compare the PS5 with the old PS4 Pro and take a look at the differences. First thing, I'm gonna tell you that the PS5 controller definitely feels better than the PS4 Pro controller. The extra length right here just helps a lot. The buttons feel a lot better on the PS5 controller. So there, I think the PS5 wins. Now, in terms of size, this PS5 is huge, you guys. I mean, take a look, just compare it. Look how much taller it is there. Now, in terms of the width, the PS4 is wider and it's got this extra little kind of edge here. So it sticks out more than the PS5 does. So putting them flat like this is a little bit of a challenge for the PS5 because you do need the stand here to kind of make it level. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of be moving around like this. But I can see here that the PS5 does raise up a little higher, but just look at how much more space the PS5 takes up lengthwise. It's quite a bit. So that's why I'm thinking of having my PS5 standing up. Okay, as far as the front of the PS5 versus the front of the PS4, the power button is just a small little button down here, but it is a simpler design than the original PS4 Pro that you have here. I hear so much from people that have a problem with their PS4 where their power button doesn't work. And one of the things you need to do to fix your PS4 is to hold down that physical power button for about 8 seconds to get your PS4 Pro or PS4 into safe mode. Otherwise, you won't be able to fix your PS4. And if your power button is broken, you're pretty much stuck. You have to repair the power button in order to fix your PS4. So I'm kind of disappointed that they went with a physical button for the PS5. However, it does seem like a simpler design than the PS4. So I give the advantage of the power button to the PS5. As far as the front connections on the PS4 Pro, you have 2 USB-A connections for plugging in your controller, charging them, and so on. On the front of the PS5, however, you have the original USB-A connection, but you also have the newer USB-C connection. So you have one of each, which is beneficial. Glad to see that they're implementing USB-C on a new console such as the PS5. So on the back of your PS4 Pro, you have your power connection, as well as HDMI. You have an auxiliary connection. Then you have your optical connection for audio. Then it's kind of nice to give you an extra USB-A port for connecting USB devices. And finally, you have your Ethernet connection on the back. And I'll tell you guys, Ethernet connection is a lot better to play your PS4 on than over Wi-Fi. You're just gonna have a better gaming experience with the wired connection. And if you guys need a compatible LAN cable for your PS4, I will leave a link down in the description. You guys can pick that up and start having better multiplayer games. So in the back of your PS5, you have a power connection, an HDMI connection, an Ethernet port to connect your LAN cable, and then 2 USB 3 ports for connecting additional peripherals. However, the one thing that's missing here is gonna kind of be a big deal for me. I usually feed the audio from the PS4 Pro using the optical connection that gets fed into my DAC, which pretty much allows me to capture the audio coming from here and feed it into my device, and I can also listen to it with my own audiophile system. So I have a DAC and an amp that I use to listen on my games. I get great audio, and I'm also able to capture the audio from this when I'm streaming games or showing you guys some examples of how to fix your PS4. So the PS5 doesn't have an optical port, so that might be an issue for me. So I'm gonna have to find a clever way to get my audio from my PS5 into my DAC and amp that I use for my audiophile system. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for my PS5 unboxing video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I give you guys some useful information, and again, if you guys want to see a video on how you can get a PS5 in 2021, comment down below. I'll be happy to share with you all the tips I have for you guys to get a PS5 ASAP. So good luck getting your PS5. For those of you who have it, great. I'm gonna hook this up and start playing some Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I'll see you guys in the next video.